everyone, I hope you're all doing really well. Welcome to yet another renovation vlog. I hope these aren't getting too boring. Oh sorry, Nelson just wants to be in. So I thought I would just do a bit of an update video, obviously, a little bit of a chattier one maybe. I have got some clips that we filmed quite a few weeks ago now, mainly of like garden stuff that Louis was doing. He knocked the shed down, I did help a little bit, and yeah, just sort of got the garden ready for the extension starting. We've actually got stuff all over the place now because it has been a few weeks since those clips were filmed, and our extension is basically starting tomorrow, so we haven't really been doing much other than getting ready for the extension. So the garage is empty, and obviously all of the stuff from the garage is just all over the house, but it's not actually too bad. It's not like taking over the house. We can still function normally, so it's fine. But yeah, I think I'm gonna insert those clips from a few weeks back of us dismantling the shed, and I'm not sure what the clips there were, but I'll pop them all in here now, and then I'll pick you back up like real time. And I thought I would maybe go over some of like the interior design plans that we've got for the house, because I am coming towards the end of my interior design diploma, so I've been studying for a year, and obviously I've got all sorts of plans for the extension. So I thought I would just show you some of like the mood boards, and I've got some fabric samples, and we have actually made our first purchase for the extension, like furniture purchase, which is really exciting. However, they're not going to be here until September, I think it was, so you won't be seeing them for a while, but I'll show you what we've ordered, and yeah, just give you a little bit of an update. The next video that you'll see after this one will be like the proper extension vlogs, so yeah, I just thought I might as well pop in those clips that we got a few weeks ago and just do this video. So I hope you enjoy, and I'll put those like backdated clips in now, and then I'll pick you back up real time.
It'll smash on the outside.
Oh, there's a spider. I should have like goggles on or something.
There's actually goggles on the back. Spec goggles with sunglasses. Had fun? Yeah. Good.
I'd just give you a quick update on how this is looking. So the shed is all completely gone. This is the remnants of it. Louis actually got most of it like burnt last night. He just burnt it all, so there's not that much. There's a little bit, well, there's quite a lot actually piled down there, but yeah, it's pretty much all gone. So all of this garden stuff I think is going on Saturday. Louis managed to make friends with someone with a van, so I think all of this is going on Saturday morning, which is good. And then we need to move our shed before the extension starts, because the extension will like come out sort of to, I don't know, about like here. So we'll probably just move our shed to the back of the garden somewhere once all of this is gone, but that won't be too bad. It'll just mean that we have to obviously empty the shed, move the shed itself and then refill it, but it's only a little shed, so that's not too bad. But yeah, this is another job done. So today's the day that all of this is going, hopefully. The man over the road's coming with a van. Where's he taking? What's he doing?
To his daughter's land. His daughter's got some land that has like a big fire thing, so they're going to burn it for us.
Yeah, so apparently his daughter's got some land, so he's coming with the van at some point today and taking all of this. So we should have a completely clear garden.
And the shed's down.
Yeah, we've got that, haven't we?
Yeah, but just...
Yeah, so the shed's gone. Garden should be clear by today. This green thing needs taking down at some point, but that probably won't take that long. And then obviously once that's down, the side of the house will be open down there, so Nelson's not really going to be able to go in the garden that much.
Move that plasticky shed to the bottom of that path.
What path?
The little path going, that's why I've like sort of like...
All right, at the end there.
What's it called? Where he opens the river.
Jesus, no, is it Moses? I don't know what it's called, the parting of the sea. Yeah, so this shed will move to the back of the garden once all of this is gone, ready for obviously the extension, like the foundations and everything to be built. All of those slabs are going to have to probably move as well, aren't they?
No, I don't know that.
Everything, like here basically, is just going to have to go to the back, and like we've got a table and stuff down this side as well that we'll just put everything at the back of the garden basically, so that they can obviously build our extension.
Yeah.
Yay. So I'm just upstairs in the second bedroom, and I thought I would just show you from this angle because you can pretty much see the entire garden. So Louis has been very busy this weekend. It's about 4 weeks now, I think, until the extension is sort of due to start. We don't have an exact start date at the moment just because of like planning permission and stuff, but if the planning permission goes through all smoothly and everything, then technically we should be ready to start on the 1st of June. So this pile of stuff down here, all of this green stuff, was sort of like a storage, like lean-to that was on the side of the house. So it's a detached house, so we've got two side paths. So down this side there was a path, but you couldn't actually walk down it because this green sort of shed storage thing was there. So that needed to come down anyway. And then once the extension starts, we're extending this side of the house. So we will be using like this side path. It's a bit difficult to explain. So that shed is gone. That shed is gone. Obviously, all of the conifer trees are gone. We managed to get those taken away. Look at Nelson with that stick in his mouth. He's so funny. He's so cheeky. So yeah, anyway, one of our neighbours has a van and he offered to take all of the conifers away for us and burn it on his like farm or something. So all of that was taken away yesterday. They finished doing that. So now obviously, as you can see, we've got new piles of conifers, which is very irritating considering the garden has just been cleared. But Louis has started cutting this back hedge down a little, well, just sort of cutting it back. This hedge is the only thing that separates our garden and like their garden. So we are going to have to put a fence there at some point and fully remove these if obviously our like neighbours out the back of us are happy to do that, because it's not secure. There's obviously gaps in between all of the stumps like underneath here, and Nelson can squeeze through, and he has done that a couple of times. So that's what Louis is doing now, just sort of cutting it back enough so that he can see the stumps, and we can put some temporary measures in place just to make this garden more secure, because we can't really leave Nelson out here like unattended, because he will just sneak through and end up in their garden. So yeah, that's what Louis has been up to this weekend. Obviously it's all just extension prep now, just getting everything ready. All of this, well, pretty much all of like the rubbish that you can see laying around the garden needs to go to the tip, apart from this pile here. I think we're still planning on keeping that for our log burner once we've got it in the future. So back to real time now. You'll obviously just have to ignore how bad everything looks. Hopefully it won't look like this for much longer, but we'll see. But I thought I would just yeah, give you a little bit of like an insight into the plans that I've got like interior wise. This is obviously like my favourite part. I love interiors and just all things interior design basically. So because I've obviously been studying interior design, it's been like, even though it's been a lot to keep up with like modules and assignments and stuff, it's been a good time really, because it's obviously meant that I can use everything that I'm learning and like put it towards our actual like renovation and planning everything. And obviously within interior design, a lot of it is like forward planning. Obviously you can't just really make impulsive decisions, and yeah, it's all about the planning basically. So I've got mood boards, but at the moment I've only done mood boards for this room that I'm in now, which will be, there will be a wall sort of like along here, and this will be its own living room, like a separate living room, and a mood board for the kitchen, dining, living room, which will obviously be the main room in the house. That'll be right across the back, and we will then have the garage conversion, but we probably won't even touch that room. Like we'll focus on everywhere else in the house first and come to that room last, because we don't need it. So I'll show you the mood boards that I've got so far. I have only done those two. They're sort of the only two rooms that I've been like planning. I probably need to start thinking about the bathroom, because once all of the like priority jobs are done with the extension and the electrics and the plumbing and stuff, the next big job on our priority list is the bathroom, because the bathroom is awful. So realistically that is higher priority than like plastering and stuff in this room. Obviously we've lived with this room as it is for 6 months and it's fine. The bathroom is definitely worse, so yeah, we might have to prioritise that. So I should probably start planning that. But anyway, as you can see, obviously the kitchen, we're thinking of going just quite a sort of neutral colour for the kitchen. I don't want it to be like a creamy colour, but I don't want it to be too grey. I want a very like in between sort of stone cashmere colour. And then next to the kitchen, that is the wall colour. So again, the wall colour, I'm thinking of of keeping things quite neutral in that back room, and you'll see why, because I want to go very bold in this living room. So the back room, I'm just thinking neutral, but lots of nice, like warm, earthy tones. So yeah, next to the kitchen, that will be the wall colour, and then underneath that, the little green herringbone square that you can see there, that's the fabric that I'm going to get our bar stools reupholstered in, because we've got 2 bar stools from the old house, but they're currently like a teal blue colour, and I can't find any new bar stools basically with the exact fabric and the exact colour green that I want. So I'm just going to get those ones reupholstered, hopefully, in, yeah, that nice dark green, slight subtle herringbone fabric. And then underneath the kitchen, that is the flooring. So we're just going to go with wooden flooring literally throughout the entire downstairs. We're not going to go with carpet in any of the rooms downstairs. So for the floor, I want, again, I don't want it too brown or like orangey toned. I want it with a little bit of a brown tone, but a little bit of a grey tone as well, like a very sort of in-between colour, which I have found the perfect flooring, I think. I've actually got a little bit of like a materials board on the go, so I'll show you that as well. That is physical samples of materials that I've been collecting over the past few months, so I'll show you that as well. But yeah, then as you can see underneath the picture of the flooring is sort of an example of the log burner that we want to go for in that back room. So I've got my heart set on having a real log burner basically, and I wanted it in the living room at first, but Louis just wasn't having any of it, and he did make a good point that the living room's going to be a much smaller room and the heat would probably just be too overpowering. So we've compromised and decided to go with one in that back room. So that's the type of thing that I'm thinking. I would love to have a little bit of exposed brick somewhere around the fire. And then to the right of the fire, that chair that you can see, those are the chairs that we have ordered. So those are from Next, and I wasn't planning on ordering anything for the extension yet, considering it's not even built and we've got so much more to pay for before we actually get to furnish it. However, I've had these chairs on this mood board for like months and months, and I've had my eye on them. They're from Next, and I was looking on the Next website a couple of weeks ago and they weren't there. I couldn't find them anywhere, and luckily I'd saved the link. So when I clicked through the link that I'd saved, they were still available, but they just weren't showing up on the main Next website. And it made me very nervous that they were going to be like discontinued, or they were just sort of like selling off the last ones, and it just panicked me. Luckily we managed to actually get some discount off them as well, so we got a good old bargain and we just decided to go ahead and get them. So we've got 2 of those because they're going to be accent chairs. So the coffee table that you can see and the sofa and the rug, obviously that'll all be in like the little living area of the extension. So the 2 accent chairs will be opposite the sofa, and obviously the coffee table will be in the middle. And I absolutely love that rug as well. It took me ages to find the right rug, but I absolutely love it. We haven't ordered anything else yet, and I'm hoping that all of these things are still going to be available when it actually comes to ordering them. But yeah, I love that rug. Coffee table as well, absolutely obsessed with this coffee table. It's from Barker & Stonehouse and it's an absolute fortune, but I literally have my heart set on it, and even if we don't end up getting it for like 5 years or something, I'm determined that I will have that coffee table because I just love it. They do it in a dining table option, which I really wanted, but we actually bought our dining table not that long ago, and it is the one in this mood board. So the dining table that I've got there is the one that we've got, and that is also from Barker and Stonehouse. It was in the sale when we bought it, but I did sort of buy that to suit our old house. I bought it when we still lived in our old house and we had a much smaller space, so it had to be a certain size, which is why I went for that one. But I do still really like it, and I obviously can't justify buying a new dining table, so I am going to go for the coffee table in that range, hopefully. And it matches quite nicely with the dining table, so I'm happy. So yeah, as you can see, next to the dining table where I've got the dining chair, our dining chairs at the moment are sort of like a charcoal grey colour, and it's just not really the right colour to go with this mood board. They were only cheap, the dining chairs that we've currently got, and we've probably had them for maybe about 3 years. They were from the range, and I think they were about £45 each, I think. But yeah, ideally I would like to get a very similar dining chair actually. It's not that much different to the ones that we've got, it's just a different colour, and these ones that I've got on the mood board are from Dunelm, and again they are quite affordable, they're not too expensive. So again, that's something that's on my wish list. I might have to wait a while to get those, but this is obviously like long-term plans. This is how I picture the room being when it's all completely done, which might not be for a while. But yeah, as you can see, I've just got some like little terracotta pots on there and sort of aged stone vases. That's really the vibe that I'm going for. I love antiques. I love a little bit of a more traditional interior style. That's what I really like. So our kitchen will be sort of like a more classic shaker style kitchen. I really want the double Belfast sink. That is another thing on my wish list. And yeah, this is just an overview of the plan for the back room of the house. So I'll now show you the mood board for the living room. So this is the mood board for the living room, and as you can see, I really want to go for a dark wall colour in here, and I have done for years now. I wanted to do it in our old house, in our old living room before we moved, but then we obviously knew that we were going to be moving at some point, and it seemed like a silly idea to paint the living room such a dark bold colour when we knew we were going to be moving. So this has been like my dream living room for a long time now, and this is what I'm going to do in here. So in this living room we will be keeping the same furniture that's currently in here, so our corner sofa and like our love seat, which is the love seat that's on this mood board, and the sideboard that you can see on here as well, the sort of like creamy coloured sideboard. That is like an exact image of what we've currently got. So we're not getting all new furniture in this room basically, but we will just sort of be using what we've already got. The sideboard is from Dunelm, and our sofa was from Sofology. So as you can see near the sofa, I've actually got the same rug as I've got on the kitchen mood board, because I just love it so much, and I feel like it's got just the perfect amount of colour in it without it being too overpowering. Yeah, absolutely love that rug. And then same flooring in here, like I said, we'll just continue the same flooring throughout, so it'll be wooden flooring and then a nice big rug. An addition that I do want to make is a nice big footstool in here, because this will be a very dark, cosy living room that I imagine us using more on a night to come in and watch the TV, watch a film, watch a series, whatever. So yeah, I would really like a nice big footstool in here. And then further up at the top of the mood board, you can see again I've got a picture of a fireplace. So we'll probably do something similar to that picture, but obviously it won't be a real log burner in here. It will just be our electric one. And then next to that fireplace is just a picture of our mirror. So again, this is a mirror that we have already got and that we had up in our old living room. So that will just be reused in this room. And then, yeah, in the top left-hand corner there is the sort of colour that I want to go for. So a very, very dark green, but I don't want it to be too much of a vibrant green. I definitely want it to sort of have almost a little bit of a grey undertone, so it looks like a different colour in different lights. That's sort of how I really want it to look. So yeah, that is the mood board for our living room, and like I said, they're the only two that I've done so far. So yeah, they're just sort of like my ideas and thoughts in a mood board. Yeah, I absolutely love a mood board. I just feel like it's the perfect way to visualise what it is that you're thinking in your head. So yeah, let me know what you think of those mood boards. I know obviously everybody's interior style is very different, and I do feel like mine won't be everyone's cup of tea, but I did want to update you as well. I feel like I'm doing a lot of talking, but I wanted to update you on our kitchen. So we have started sort of looking around at kitchens and just getting an idea of what it is that we want and things like that. So we've been to Ren, we've been to B&Q, we've been to Magnet, and where else have we been? We've been to Wix, and we've been to a place local to us called Harrison and Fletcher, which I'd never heard of. With the kitchen, we're in a little bit of an awkward situation because the only way that we can afford to get the kitchen in, like this year, is to get it on finance, and obviously not all kitchen places offer a finance option. Ren do, B&Q do, and Magnet do. So they were sort of like the main ones that we needed to go to. Unfortunately, B&Q just aren't quite right for us, I don't think. They only offer a flat pack option, I think, which would then cost more for like fitting and stuff like that. And yeah, that wasn't quite right for what we're wanting. Basically, because we've obviously gone with this big extension and we've really like made it as big as we could, that means that we've now got a massive kitchen, and it's expensive basically. I mean, any kitchen is expensive no matter what you're spending on it. Obviously it's our dream kitchen and we really want certain elements that are going to cost more, but that's sort of what we want. And yeah, we really want it to be perfect. We are planning on staying in this house. That's what we're renovating it for. We're obviously not thinking of selling or anything. So this is probably the kitchen that's going to last potentially the rest of our lives. It needs to be right. So yeah, at the moment Ren seems like the best option because they offer a few different finance options. However, Harrison and Fletcher, which is the local, like much smaller company, they're not big on like advertisements and stuff. We'd never heard of it. It was actually a kitchen fitter that recommended them to us, and they just go off like word of mouth. That's where they get their business from, and they obviously offer a good service. And yeah, we basically went there a few weeks ago, and there's one kitchen in particular that I absolutely fell in love with. They had it like in the showroom. It's not a massive showroom, obviously, because it's a much smaller place, but they had this kitchen on display and it's just perfect. I absolutely love it. However, they don't offer a finance option, which is very, very tricky for us, because if it was a case of obviously saving up the money and paying for it all in one go, which is obviously the best option, I would love to do that, but we literally wouldn't be able to get a kitchen for probably about 5 years. We just can't do it that way. The places such as Wren and Magnet, they don't have the exact kitchen like cupboard door that I want, and it's like it's basically like a shaker style that I want, but it's just slightly different. And now that I've seen it at Harrison and Fletcher, that is what I want, and I sort of don't want to compromise on this. Like, we're paying a fortune, no matter where we get it from, we're paying a fortune for this kitchen, and I know that I just won't be 100% if it's not what I want, basically. And that might mean that we can't get the kitchen for a very long time, but I feel like that would be the right thing to do, to make sure that what we've got is right. That's why we moved into this house. That's why we decided to do a renovation, was literally to get everything exactly how we want for the rest of our lives, and it's going to suit us forever. And it just seems wrong to go with, I mean, it would still be an unreal kitchen, it's still gorgeous, and like I say, it's tiny little details, but it's stuff that I would notice and that matters to me now, because I've seen what it is exactly that I want. And yeah, it just seems wrong to go with a kitchen that we're not 100% in love with just to get a kitchen in. Obviously, we could go with that option, we could go with Wren, we could get a finance option, we could get still an absolutely gorgeous kitchen, and we could probably have it in by the end of the year, and that like is just the dream. But it's not our dream kitchen, it's not quite right. So we're still waiting on a few quotes from other places, and I think in this situation all we can do is wait. I think we're just going to have to slow down, not make any impulsive decisions, and obviously wait until the extension's done, wait until we've got the big jobs done, like the plumbing and the electrics and all of that, and then just see where we are at that point, because I'm not one for impulsive decisions and I don't want to regret anything. I would hate to rush into it, get a kitchen in, and always regret it, you know what I mean? So oh yeah, that's where we're at with the kitchen. I'm giving you lots of updates in this video, but I'll show you the fabrics and stuff, and like the flooring samples that I've got. I can't remember, I'll have a look at the flooring samples and tell you where I got them from, because it was unreal. You get, like, I think most places do it, but you could get, I don't know whether it was 3 or 5 flooring samples. So here's the fabric samples that I've got so far, and like flooring and stuff like that. Just ignore the layout of it, I haven't really done it properly, and it's just on the dining table and there's lots of other stuff around it, so I'll try and keep that out of the frame. But yeah, I'll start with the flooring. So this is the flooring that I'm liking the most. These are just samples that I got from UK Flooring Direct. So 2 seconds. So this is, sorry, my phone was ringing. So as I was saying, this is a flooring sample from UK Flooring Direct. I can't remember how many samples you could order. It was, I want to say it was maybe 3 samples at a time that you can order, but I did a few different orders from there, so I've got like a pile of flooring samples here. But yeah, it was, I'm sure they literally came like next day as well. It was a really, really good, like, quick service. So this is my favourite. It's the 7mm laminate flooring Trend Grey Oak. So let me turn it this way so it's sort of in the light. I don't know whether you can see it very well, but it's definitely got some like brown tones running through it, but it's also quite a light sort of neutral grey colour. It's really, really hard to describe, and obviously it looks a little bit different in different lights, but I feel like it's just sort of got the perfect amount of both colours running through it. It's nice and light, but it also has a bit of like character to it. So let me turn that around. So yeah, that is the flooring sample that I'm liking. Plus obviously it's just a laminate. I don't know how much this one was, but I feel like it's quite a sort of decent price. And it is just that like click laminate flooring. So I think Louis is planning on laying out flooring when it comes to that. So hopefully that should be an easy one to do. So I'll go to this next. So this is a kitchen sample. So this is a sample of like a colour from Harrison and Fletcher. We went there a few weeks ago and they cut this sample for us. So again, this is sort of very different in different lights. I'll hold it up. So this looks very different in different lights again, and obviously comes across a little bit different on camera sometimes, I think. But it's sort of like it's called stone grey, and I would say that it matches that description quite well. It's almost a bit of a mushroomy colour. It's definitely grey in some lights, but it's also sort of got a bit of a cashmere, sort of like dark cashmere colour to it as well. But I do really like that colour. I feel like it's the right tone. I don't want a really light kitchen. I want it to be a little bit darker and then to go a bit lighter on like the wall colour. So that's just one sample that we've got anyway. So then I've got a handle here for the kitchen cabinets. So this isn't actually like the exact handle that I want to go for in the kitchen. I have seen some different ones that me and Louis really, really like. I don't know why it's not focusing. There we go, that's a bit better. So yeah, this is actually a sample that I've got for one of my assignments that I'm doing. It's not the actual handle that I want to go for necessarily in our kitchen, I don't think, just because me and Louis have seen some handles that we both really, really love. But this is the exact sort of like hardware that I want to go for, the exact colour and everything. It's that sort of aged antique brass, and it's like the perfect tone really. I don't want anything gold. I do want it to be quite a like matte antique brass. So this is just an example of like the colour of handles that we'll probably go for, but maybe it's not the exact handle. I do like it though, but yeah, we have seen some different ones that we both really, really like. So that's just an example there. So then this fabric here is the one that you saw on the mood board. So this is the fabric that I'm going to get the bar stools upholstered in. It's a very small herringbone, and it's just, again, it's not too much of like a vibrant emerald green colour or anything. It's a very natural green colour, and I absolutely love this fabric. So yeah, I'm planning on upholstering the bar stools in this, and then possibly getting a few cushions made in the same fabric for the sofa in the back room. Obviously this is all for like the kitchen, dining, living room. I haven't got samples for the separate living room yet, mainly because we'll be using a lot of the same like furniture and stuff. But anyway, so then here, this is a fabric. This isn't the exact fabric, but this is an example of what I want to go for on the dining chairs. So these are the dining, I don't know why it's not focusing at all today. these are the dining chairs that we've currently got. As you can see, they're sort of that like soft leather. Obviously it's fake leather, not proper leather, but yeah, they're a very grey, they're very grey basically, and they don't particularly go very nicely with the brown dining table. So this is what I'm thinking for the dining chairs. And then this sample is an exact sample of the fabric for the chairs that we've ordered. So those accent chairs that I was showing you that are from Next and said that we'd ordered 2 of them, they'll be in this fabric. So it's like a tan leather. I absolutely love that fabric. And then this is a fabric sample from Next again. So obviously that is from Next because that's where we are getting the chairs from. This is a sample for the sofa fabric. So I've been looking at a few different sofas. Again, it'll be a long time before we actually buy the sofa, but I was looking at one from sofa.com, and obviously I want a very particular style, and I just happened to look on Next, and Next had the exact same sofa, same style and everything, but at a bit of a cheaper price. So I ordered a couple of samples and I really like that one. So it'll just be sort of a neutral colour for the sofa, because these accent chairs obviously are accent chairs. So they'll sort of stand out, and then the sofa will just be quite a neutral colour. I haven't got a sample of wall colour yet, but obviously you saw on the mood board what sort of colour I was thinking for the walls. Just again quite a light neutral, probably like greyish colour. So then lastly I've got curtain fabrics, because I'm wanting to put curtains like framing the bifold doors basically. So we're going to have 4.5 meters of bifold doors, so we're going to need a lot of curtain. It's going to be expensive, so again, not something that we'll be getting anytime soon. But I think I want to go for a like sheer net curtain on the inside, so it'll be like a double rail, a double curtain rail. And yeah, I'll have a sheer fabric on the inside, and then the actual curtain fabric. I've got a couple of options, because originally I did want to go for something like this, which as you can see again it's very subtle, but this is actually the same fabric as the bar stools but just a different colour, which I really like the idea of matching the fabrics but having a different colour. So that's a possibility. But then I did also get this sample from Curtains to Go, just an online place. They do like blinds and curtains, so I really like this sample as well. It's a nice light fabric and it's got quite a few different colours sort of just running through it. So either or for the curtains. Like I say, it's going to be a long time before we'll be getting curtains, so it'll depend a little bit closer to the time. But I just want to get a proper idea and just put everything together, and I'm loving like fabric samples and stuff at the moment. So yeah, this is my little materials board for the kitchen, dining, living room. And obviously I don't have an actual sample of the dining table, I've just got the dining table, so that's why I've sort of laid it out on here, because this will be the dining table that we'll use. And then as you saw in the mood board as well, the coffee table that I want to get is a very dark toned wood similar to the dining table, so they'll sort of not match but follow the same wood tone, which is important in interiors. So yeah, let me know what you think, but I just love playing around with things like this.